looked good. Skating downhill, 5-on-5, shot a puck past a goalie. That was really encouraging. And then on the other side of the coin, Chris Tanev took another significant hit to the head, stretchered off, and they'll lose him. So
is that the biggest story here? I want to start with what stands out the most. Is it the fact that Chris Tanev is now back out of the lineup on IR, and what that does, or do you guys want to get into the? Let's just stick with Tanev right now.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that they looked like they did Saturday was the first time this year is a significant story for sure. But Tanev is obviously a guy that last year they counted on as their number one shutdown guy. You're the league leading block shots.
I'll start the conversation. I'm nervous for him.
I totally agree. After the last one that happened, and having it, what was it, 10 days apart? Those two blows. I mean, that's pretty scary.
So, I did watch it multiple times. Incidental contact,
like the response, even though it wasn't.
Listen, it's a significant hit. Everybody wants to kind of downplay it a little bit, but it was enough where you could get jarred, you could get twisted.
Coming from that kind of backside angle.
And, when you watch him being stretchered off the ice, the focus was the neck, guys, the neck. So I'm hoping it isn't concussion related and more precautionary on the neck.
There was a good comparison made that I heard. I want to say it was Jonas Siegel. That reminding of the Jake Muzzin situation. Remember, he had a concussion, came back, and then shortly thereafter got another one. His ended up being spine related, if I recall. He never played another game. And not to say that that's what this is, but you worry anytime you have these things in tight succession, and you're more susceptible, with smaller hits, the more you have them. And he did have concussion issues earlier in his career. So, yeah, it's a significant concern, right? I mean, 5 more years in this contract, obviously a human being here that we're concerned about too. But from the Leafs perspective, as the hockey perspective, you're going to see a lot of Philippe Myers now. And that ain't Chris Tanev. That's for a decor that's not been very good. That's
just on that though, you do have enough veteran NHL guys where you should be able to color it off, but that's something that maybe
short term not a huge problem. You're in a playoff series, you go, ugh.
Yeah, no, but that kind of, if this is going to be a thing, it's something maybe Brad has to look at.
The one thing that does scare me with Chris Tanev is the amount of physical abuse he's had the last little while. And I said it before this injury that I thought Florida just pounded the piss out of the Leafs.
Alliteration.
And more specifically, the blue line. Now, I think it was in that Amazon where Mitch Marner or somebody on the bench said, our D are getting hammered. We got to go and hit their D. Something of that nature. And whoever it was, I think was specifically talking about the abuse that Chris Tanev took.
Well, I wrote an article that maybe wasn't specifically on that, but certainly included it, about hits taken last year. And Chris Tanev took unbelievable amounts of contact last year because he's not a guy who throws hits. He's a guy who gets to the puck first, makes a small little play with the puck, and takes the hit, which is a very valuable skill and a courageous attribute, but certainly does add up. So, yeah, I mean, the Leafs are counting on this guy to be a shutdown guy they can count on.
Yeah.
But because of the way he plays.
And not just the way he plays, but the style of the Leafs defending. I don't know if it's harder on him in Toronto than it was in Calgary or Vancouver or Dallas, but it wasn't more. But at his age now, it is serious wear and tear on him. And he's not 27 or 28.
Nope.
And something's going to have to give here, or else this guy is just going to keep getting hurt.
Yeah.
Something has to change with the amount of abuse that you had mentioned, or the way they just defend in general.
Well, the thing that sucks about it is, it's not a traditional play for him where it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's too totally freak, like a little weird collision in front of the net that's head on head and then an incidental contact in the neutral zone. It's not like it was a guy who got the puck in on him and just ran him into the end boards and got him. It's two really weird, awkward collisions that have really caused this. So you hope those other ones start looking a little more scary, but I don't know.
The one thing you can do is we talked about them not having an F3 and not being great against rushes. If you have guys back, you can slow up the forecheck a bit. You can cut offs. You can just run interference and help your D out. So it's certainly something they need to do more of. Do you want to hear Berube, his overview of the game? Start from the top there and we can start picking apart. Because to be honest, there's some real positives from this game.
Totally agree.
I think we should get to a few. Let's start with the overview.
I thought we were a little slow at the start, but got to our game. Way more direct tonight. I thought that our forecheck was really good. Our O-zone play was good. Just our PK was really good tonight. I thought we had a lot of people contributing tonight in the game, and our goalie was really good.
They gave up the first goal.
Yeah.
Less than 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that wasn't great, but after that, kind of shut it down by and large. For the first time, I think, saw them hold the puck in the offensive zone a little bit more, carry some of the high danger stuff at 5-on-5. But hey, first thing I want to do is shout out, because I talked about at one point that Cowan didn't look physically ready or whatever. The last few games, I've changed my mind. It's a thing I do. I reserve the right to watch hockey, and he looks tenacious. He's making plays where other guys on this team don't see the ice like him. He can do it. I'm changing my mind. He can do it this year.
I think to my earlier point about Schaefer, there's going to be lulls.
For sure.
There's just going to be those areas, those windows where it's 3 or 5 games, or you got to pull him out of the lineup, or you got to back his minutes off. But he's going to have to go through that roller coaster. I think it's pretty clear here that he ain't going anywhere. Right? They're just going to deal with whatever they need to do to hopefully progress his development without sending him to the Marlies or leaving long stretches where he's in the stands as a healthy scratch.
So something that Simmer said on the broadcast that really stuck with me, and something that I've noticed from him, is that, he's playing in the NHL for the first time. He's playing with a lot of really great players. And I think has deferred a lot and maybe passed in spots where he could shoot. And Simmer said on the broadcast, there's a instinctual play where you remember what you are, you get the puck and you shoot it. It felt like that was the first time where he kind of broke through something.
He shot one like that about 5 minutes prior in the game, and it's almost like that triggered and that's what I did.
I don't know if we have the clip of it or not. I didn't tell anybody to get it, but the reaction from Tavares on that is one that was able to warm my heart after the worst loss I've ever witnessed.
And I tell you,
he's
Tavares
so